Alright, here's a quick rundown of Marshal Guard, or MG, whatever you want to call it. So, we've already started this one about 3 minutes ago. So what you want to do, very first thing, is one of the leaders or somebody in the alliance is going to share a random base, like I did here. You click it, and you scout it. And the reason for that scout is up here. You get War Fever. Everybody should know what War Fever is by now. Lasts for 15 minutes. So, what that does gives you 1% damage boost. Okay? So, what you do is you set a rally with your weakest squad. So for me, that's squad 3. If you pay for the monthly pass and you have 4 squads, set it with your 4th squad. Okay? So I set it with that one. And then I come into here. You always want to leave a spot open. Don't fill one of these spots here that has a plus mark available. Those are for offline people. Now what you might think you want to do is find a leader. See, Saxo here has a 2.5% damage boost. That's great. But his rally doesn't leave for 2.5 minutes. Come up here to Bert. He's full, but he leaves in 30 seconds. If you're able to join a rally with Bert here, and then the next one's going to leave if someone else is below him. Let's say if Nilo had an open spot, that leaves in a minute. So I would attack with Bert with my number 1 squad, and it would be back by the time Nilo's squad leaves, and I can join it again. So joining a squad or a rally with a higher damage boost doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get more overall damage throughout the entire event. You are more likely to get more damage done if you attack more often. So you want to join the shorter rallies over joining rallies that have a damage boost. And that's basically the main goal for MG. You want to cause as much damage as possible, because the more damage caused, the higher the stages go. So right now we're attacking stage 10 Elite. So I think the overall damage we need to clear 5 stages is 64 billion damage. And you can check where you're at right here. So you click the MG, you hit the present here. So far we've done 8.6 G of damage. We don't have our biggest gun online right now, so we still might get it, but we'll see. So that's the alliance reward. The top alliance here, you got this MVB bonus. So the higher the total damage caused by the top player, the higher the multiplier is. So right now Vegeta is our strongest. Jimmy's right underneath him. So as long as Vegeta causes at least 2.6 G damage himself, which he'll easily get there, he'll get a 10 times multiplier on all these rewards up here, and that's the alliance reward. Everybody in the alliance will get this reward no matter what damage they individually cause, whether they're offline or online, as long as our top guy, which at this point is Vegeta, gets the 2.6 G in damage right here. Then you come over to individual reward. You'll see you get an individual for how much damage you caused by yourself. So I just hit the 393. I'm going to clear 650. I'm usually in the low 1 to 1.5 G. So in the event that you see this reward stage here, once that says 5, the only reason you should be filling rallies at that point, once it says that we've reached stage 5 here on MG, is if you haven't gotten to your individual damage yet. So at the end of the event, if it says stage 5, we will see individuals. If you're over this, if this is highlighted yellow here, this last one, you've hit individual. At that point, the only thing you should be doing is starting a rally on the MG, not filling any rallies, because you want to leave rally spots open for people who haven't hit the damage yet, or hit their individual damage yet. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of put a break in the recording, and I'll start recording again near the end of MG and show you what stage we're at and if what I just said will apply or not. So stand by. Another thing I wanted to note, if I didn't already, was in regards to the scout. You'll notice that this started at a 15-minute timer and MG lasts for 30 minutes. So you want to keep an eye on it when this icon here at the top goes away, or when the timer here on MG, right now it's at 20 minutes and 45 seconds, when that reaches about between 15 to 18 minutes, you want to scout again. So you'll come into the chat, see if someone posted a new one. Usually at that halfway mark, someone will post a new base for people to scout, or you can just go find your own. But make sure that you do that about halfway through the event so you can refresh it. Like if I refresh it now, I started the scout. There we go, it refreshed to 15 minutes. And then another note about the about this leaving a plus icon, if I didn't say it before, was when you start MG, or when myself as an R4 or R5 set up MG, there's an option on it to select, see this check mark down here, offline participation. What that does is it's going to pull, as long as we have that checked, it's going to pull a random squad from somebody who isn't online to join the rally, and it's going to pull their strongest squad. It doesn't work like a Doom Elite, where they pull the weakest squad they can just to fill the rally so someone can get a Doom Elite rally completed. It pulls the strongest squad they possibly have, so that it not only allows more people to participate in MG to cause more damage, especially if you don't have a lot online at a certain time when you do it, but it also gives people who can't be online for some reason, maybe they have a family event, maybe they just can't get online that night because their phone's dead, who knows, but it allows them to get at least some individual damage on the MG, so they can get more rewards beyond just the alliance. So it'll give them this individual reward here. It might not clear them all the way through to the top damage, whatever stage we're doing, but something is better than nothing. So I'll go ahead and put a break in the recording again, and I'll start this back up near the end. At the beginning of the video, I don't think I fully explained why you want to set a rally with your weakest and move around with your other 2 squads or other 3 squads. I just said to do it, and there's a reason for it. So, as with most people, their strongest squad is going to be squad 1. So my squad 1 is at 21.5 million. Squad 2 is at 17.2. Squad 3 is at 14.21. Right. So that's my weakest. If you remember, I said that Marshal Guard is all about causing as much damage as possible. So if you set a rally with your strongest squad first, and then you move around your other 2 squads, your strongest squad is going to be locked up for 3 minutes. So down here you'll see everybody setting these rallies. In the rally, I don't think it'll show you here. A rally is 3 minutes on Marshal Guard. So whatever squad you set a rally with, it's going to be locked up for 3 minutes. So the reason you want to set it with your weakest is you set the rally with your weakest, you lock up your weakest for 3 minutes, and then other people can move their strongest squads to your rally. So while your weakest is not going to cause a lot of damage compared to your other 2 squads, everybody else who joins your rally, they're going to have their strongest 2 in there. Their strongest first, second, possibly third squad, depending if they pay out for that monthly pass to have a total of 4 squads. So you want to jump your strongest squads around from rally to rally. So right now my squad 2 is returning, so I can already send it out. I'm going to join this one here. And see, my weakest still has 23 seconds of rallying left, while I just sent my second squad out for a second rally in the same time. And my first squad is going to be done around the same time my third squad is. So that is the reason why you set it with your weakest squad. Not necessarily your second squad, but your weakest squad, which for me is my third squad. And that's how it is for most people. Now in later game, a lot of us will be, all of our squads will be relatively equal in power. And at that point, yeah, it's just going to be up to you which squad you set the rally with, and which ones you're going to jump around from rally to rally to rally. But for now, most of us is squad 1 strongest, squad 2 is our second strongest, and squad 3 is our weakest. And squad 4 would probably be your weakest if you have 4 squads. So yeah, again, I'm going to pause the recording and I'll pick it back up near the end. I have a good example here. Somebody here accidentally reinforced me with a garrison rather than clicking MG because I'm sitting right next to MG. So if that happens and you happen to sit next to MG, just make sure to respond to that reinforcement message telling them that they garrisoned you so they can pull it, which he just did. Also be careful as the person who's selecting MG that when you select it, you see this right here, because if you misclick, you might hit this, and you know it's a different icon, but you know you're over here clicking so quickly, it's easy to miss, and it's just an honest mistake. So don't really worry about it. Also, when you're doing MG, if you are watching this and you're not in my alliance, since I make these mainly for my alliance, but make sure you surround the MG in these immediate spots right here with your R4s and R5s. More specifically, you want your members in the roles here. You're the Warlord, the Recruiter, Muse, Butler, and the R5. You want them to be right next to the MG because they get a 5% damage boost, and it gives them a shorter march, so they can march back and immediately set another rally as quickly as possible. So it just helps with overall damage against the MG. So. Alright, we hit stage 5 at 8 minutes left, which is plenty of time. So at this point, once you're at stage 5, you do not need to be joining rallies anymore if your individual damage is already maxed out. So you come into here, you look at the present icon, individual reward. I've already done 1.4 G of damage. I don't need to do any more than that. There's no point in having bragging rights unless it's just how your alliance operates. We don't do it that way. We want to get as many people in as possible. So, Vegeta caused 14.43 damage, which is way more than enough to hit that 2.6 G for times 10. So, we got the times 10 reward right there. So, all these things we multiply by 10. Individual reward, I've already hit the 650. Boom. I don't need to join any more rallies. So, all I'm doing now is I'm setting a rally with my, you could set it with your strongest if you want to cause a little more, it doesn't really matter. I'm not joining any more rallies. You set this rally with any squad that you want, okay? What this does is it leaves spots open for other people to join the rally. And then once I'm at this point, if someone hasn't done it yet, I'll put out an announcement real quick. Just saying we've maxed, and then say only set rallies if you've reached your individual damage. So others can join rallies to reach their individual damage. Excuse my fat fingering here. Go ahead and fix all that. So we've maxed MG. Only set rallies if you reach your max individual damage, so others can join rallies to reach their individual damage. Okay, and I'll just send that out. Boom, and that's it. That's all you got to do. MG is a pretty simple event to do, so if any questions come up, don't hesitate to let me know.